What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Lockdown 23-1. So this episode is actually a part 2. It might be, 5 or 6 parts to this because it's actually titled Extra Long Episode. 3 hours and 17 minutes, and I only reacted to about 4 minutes of it. And I'll leave that video pinned in the comment section below if you want to see part 1. But it was all about prison gangs in Ohio, and we left off with a white dude named Bulldog. He ended up going to prison for manslaughter, killing someone with a broken beer bottle. Now, let me say this before we move on. I don't know how true this is. I don't, but I read a lot of comments saying the same exact thing. They say Bulldog has been released from prison. He turned his life around completely on that straight and narrow. I had no idea, man. I thought for sure this guy be in there for life.
Stab mostly. You know what I mean? If you're not willing to stab something, then don't even approach me.
This is Bulldog, y'all.
That's what we do.
If you ain't trying to stab nothing, don't even approach his ass.
That's putting in work. You know what I mean? It's gangster. Dirty white gangster.
There are over 1,000 classified factions in the system. On the tiers, regular shakedowns target gang artwork and communications to determine who's in charge.
There's one thing that they do on a consistent level in lockup. Taking pictures of your ass. Yearly, for the most part, updating their file continuously. But when you first step into jail, they're going to take a picture of what? Your mugshot, your face, side angle, all that shit, fingerprints. And usually they'll do it on the same day as well as take pictures of all your tattoos. Ask you where and what tattoos you got so they can log it into their little database in case, you're ever wanted later on down the road. And they could also take pictures and have the gang unit take a look at it, man, get some intel, see if you're a part of any organization like they're doing with these guys. Usually, if you come into jail with prison tattoos from head to toe, you're going to have some kind of gang unit come talk to you. I have 2 crowns on my body, 2 totally different crowns. That in jail and prison is a major tattoo for gang activity. Any kind of crown, period. So you're taking a big risk. Me, I'm taking a big risk getting that shit in prison if I'm not a part of anything, because I run the risk of not only being categorized by this gang unit, or might even get questioned by someone that is a part of an organization that actually uses that type of crown. That was risks I was willing to take, and I was willing to explain myself. Look, bro, I'm allowed to have a fucking crown too. But still that's at your own risk, man, because some people, they don't care what the answer is. They're just going to dust your ass off, period.
The recreation yard is a good source of intelligence for us as prison officials. 126612. That's actually a code. That's just alphabet code. The letter of the alphabet's Aryan Brotherhood forever. Forever Aryan Brotherhood. Gangster Disciple, which is 7-4, double lightning bolts. They're marking their territory kind of like a dog peeing on a tree. They mark it out and people see it, and it's like...
kind of like a dog pissing on a tree. You know what I mean? People see it and they're like, ooh, ooh. 88 Hell Hitler, just another day in prison. Now, you see how much information that guy kind of knows about all the markings on that rail? Just imagine all the information he knows about every damn thing else. I try to tell people all the time, like back in the day when I first started this channel years ago, not too many people at all were talking about prison. So when I started talking about it, people were like, man, oh, you're running your mouth. Look, I was talking about basic shit, okay, that people live through, that will help them live normal. Not no dirty side of prison for the most part, besides how to tattoo, but all the stuff that I've ever talked about is basic common sense, even to the correctional officers. So why not tell people and let people know basic information? Man, there's some correctional officers out there that know more shit about prison than I do, probably. I mean, you can speak about a lot, and there ain't too much these guards don't know about. Everything is logged, and anytime they need find some kind of keyword or marking, they type it in, take a picture, and it just pops right up. But the prison yard is filled with intel for these correctional officers, man. They like to watch from a distance or from camera and see where these groups or organizations like to huddle up at, and they'll go over there with metal detectors or whatever and just search around or just watch, and just log everything into their little computer, notebook, whatever they got.
I checked the handball courts to see if they've been sharpening shanks. This is where the Latinos hang out and play handball. You're looking at where they've taken a piece of metal to sharpen down,
Shank
and they rub it against the wall because this is very, it's like sandpaper. And they'll just, while they're playing handball, they'll wait and they'll look around. If they don't see anybody looking, they'll go over and rub the shank on there for a little bit.
Yep, seen that numerous times. Where you're going to sleep, you can hear them shanking up or sharpening up that shank on the floor of their cell. But that didn't really happen too much. There was a lot of state-struck people in prison, man. You'd be surprised you get a lifer in your cell or something. You start messing up his damn buff floor, you might die. That might be your last time touching the floor. But they do have some spots out in the yard with some nice rough concrete, not like in the cell. And you got a lot more room to work with. In a cell, you know, you're kind of like this, but you know, outside in the yard, you'll see people like a chainsaw. I had a homeboy that used to do that shit almost every single day, man. Sometimes I just felt like he was doing it because it boosted his ego a bit, you know. I'm just sharpening shanks in prison. That's all I'm doing around here. Beast mode. Bro, you done sharpen that shit 3 times this week, man. Ain't nobody buying it. Just let it lay there for a little bit.
Get it nice and sharp and then take it back to the unit with them. Just, you know, check it and see if there's any dust, because if there's fresh dust on there, it means they've been doing it, you know, within the last day or so.
God, this guy's Mr. Snoopy 101. Now, what about this picture stands out to y'all? One thing you will not see inside of a prison yard, not even in like a level 1, maybe in like a program camp where there ain't even no fence, but unless I'm mistaken, you will never see a tree behind those barbed wire fences. And I'll never forget, man, I just wanted to get out and hug me some trees. I just wanted to, you know, touch the bark and you know, roll it up. Wait, my fault, wrong trees. But yeah, no trees out here, man. That shit gets to you a little bit.
If there's an issue between 2 groups, you'll see it, because they'll be, one group will be in one area, the other group will be in the other area, and it usually tips us off if there's something getting ready to happen or whatever.
If you see multiple groups gathering in size, all of them together, and the yard starts getting a little quiet, it's about to go down.
When I interview an inmate or talk to a guy on the yard, I'm always looking for information.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't even know you had a tattoo.
That's good.
Medusa?
These were the kind of COs I stayed the hell out of the way of, because they played by the book. You see how he rolled up on him and said, "Oh, what's up, bro? You got a new tattoo, huh?" Next thing you know, you're in the side damn pocket. He rolled up on you kind of friendly, though. I mean, shit, he said every time I talk to an inmate, it's only to gather information.
What, get one of him moved over?
Yeah.
What's wrong with
How did you get that dirty urine?
Officers regularly shake down inmates to root out contraband, drugs, and weapons.
Where's the gun? Is it in here? Found the ink. Where's the gun?
Everything boils down to the correctional officers. If the correctional officers are lazy and they don't have that many, they don't do hardly any shakedowns, the damn prison's just going to go out of control. If you have a lot of guards, they're putting in a lot of work, they're really strict, they're doing a lot of shakedowns, you're going to have a pretty tight establishment. Usually the prisons that you hear on the news, like over there in South Carolina, those huge riots with tons of bundles of drugs just coming in on a regular basis and the guards helping them. That's the reason why, because the guards are working with the inmates, or there just ain't enough of them.
Ohio is one of only 2 states whose Department of Corrections has rehabilitation in the name.
Damn, was that
and the
Canteen?
system takes it seriously, offering education, career training, and jobs in the hope.
Oh, wood shop, workshop, that's where you get all the good knickknacks. Sandpaper, wood glue, lawnmower blade for that samurai sword, who knows? Everybody want to work in these shops not only because you're surrounded by contraband, but you're damn getting paid good.
That inmates will never return. And when it comes to gangs, the system attacks the problem head-on, with programs led by the inmates themselves.
Every last one of y'all gonna be recruited when you get to where you're going. Every last one of y'all. My Aryan Brotherhood, y'all kick up much dust. You got your Crips and your Bloods, your Vice Lord, your King. Whatever you want is in here. Be your own man, man. Don't let nobody think for you, man. Be your own man. This is not what you want to do with your life, gentlemen.
I said we're going to wrap it up right there. Stay tuned for a part 3. And if you enjoy all things lockup related, this is the promised land. Don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, notification bell before you leave. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, I salute to every last one who's been supporting me since the beginning, and everybody who's just now joining the lockdown compound. Y'all be easy, be safe, and stay free.